Our third inductee is alumnus Christopher Iansiti, who has volunteered his time at the highest levels across FSU for over 10 years and has proudly endowed 3 student scholarships. Our video shares his story.
Christopher Iansiti is a 2-time alumnus who received his bachelor's degree from the FSU College of Business in 1992 and his master's degree from the FSU College of Education in 1994. During his undergraduate years at FSU, Mr. Iansiti was a member of Gold Key, Omicron Delta Kappa, Golden Key, and was president of Phi Theta Kappa FSU Delta Chapter. After graduation, Mr. Iansiti's career allowed him to work for several companies like Anderson Consulting, Accenture, and Bell South in roles as a consultant and a director. He later created the Iansiti Performance Group, where he served as president for 14 years. Mr. Iansiti has been recognized by the Jim Moran Institute for Global Entrepreneurship as a member of the inaugural Seminole 100 in 2018. One of Mr. Iansiti's memorable career milestones was in 1995 when he was working at Anderson Consulting, Accenture. He picked up Dr. Robert Gagne, one of the founding fathers of instructional systems, and his wife Pat in Atlanta, Georgia, in a bright purple Cadillac and drove them to Tallahassee for the College of Education Instructional Systems Conference. His dedication to his professional career has not stopped him from giving back to his alma mater over the years. Amplifying giving at FSU and advancing FSU's culture of philanthropy is very important to Mr. Iansiti. While he serves on the FSU Foundation Board and is chair-elect, he also has sponsored events at his home and clubs in Atlanta and Naples. Mr. Iansiti has served on the FSU Foundation Board of Trustees, the FSU College of Business Board of Governors, the FSU College of Education Alumni Council, and the FSU College of Education Instructional Systems Alumni Council. Mr. Iansiti has given his time, his talent, and financial support to FSU for over 10 years. Mr. Iansiti has mentored and provided coaching for students. He has also taught at FSU's Florence and London campuses. Mr. Iansiti has also endowed 3 student scholarships at FSU. For his continued service and dedication to Florida State University, we are proud to induct Christopher Iansiti into the Circle of Gold.
Hello, Florida State. Chris Iansiti here. While we're not physically together this evening, I can definitely feel the energy and the vibe of Florida State University all the way here in Naples, Florida. First off, I'd like to thank Florida State, the committee, the Alumni Association, the National Board of Directors, and especially Amy Worth and Julie Cheney for your all's leadership during this unprecedented time. Congratulations to my fellow recipients. I must say I'm very honored to be inducted into Circle of Gold. And in preparing for tonight, I thought about what am I going to talk about? And it really comes down to what I believe is the heart of FSU, the extra caring, the love and the respect, and the giving back that's just inherent with who we are. I know Viris Artis Mores is about strength, skill, and character, and that's really our values and who we are, but I want to talk about something even deeper this evening. Something that goes deeper, whether we call it culture, our values, our way of being. It's about that giving back, the caring, and the respect that we share our students, faculty, and the community. I'm going to share 2 quick stories with you to talk about this caring and respect that we have at Florida State. I can remember I was an undergraduate student. I remember the first time I saw Dr. Fancy Funk. I was in the stands at Doak Campbell Stadium watching a game, and I can remember seeing this lady coming down the stand selling touchdown towels. Can you remember our touchdown towels that we used to have back in the 80s? And she was selling them in the middle of the game, and I thought, who is this lady selling these towels? Well, it ended up being she was the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society chapter advisor. And I got inducted into that honor society when I was here. We won every award, by the way, at the national level. It was a great time in my undergraduate. And more importantly, I went on to become Fancy's assistant. And I supported her when she was the director and the professor over the Walt Disney World Educator Seminars. Just being around a positive person. For all of you that know Fancy, she's the most positive, heartfelt person that a lot of us know. She helped me along the way with my studies, and I can still remember today her always saying, every job is a reflection of the person who did it. Autograph your work with excellence. And I thank you, Fancy, and I love you for everything you did and everything you've given to me. Second story, in graduate, after my bachelor's, I got some really good experience at a manufacturing company. I was able to support projects. I supported sales and purchasing and production, and I learned a lot. But at the end of the day, it was a dead-end street. I was getting paid very little money for the contribution I was doing. It was a fear-based organization. I got very little training, and I just felt like I wasn't making ends meet. As the saying goes, I didn't have two nickels to rub together. I was living with my two older brothers, and I kept saying, what am I going to do? Well, there was an angel in my life that came to me, and she said, Chris, take the Dale Carnegie course. And I did, and I loved the Dale Carnegie course. And we would meet at the Mill on North Monroe, for all of you that remember that restaurant. And she would coach me, and I can remember her once saying, why don't you go back to school? And why don't you think about the instructional systems program in the College of Ed? And I was like, instructional systems? I couldn't even spell that. I'm like, what is that? Engineering? Well, you know, I thought about it, and I did some additional studies around that, and I thought, I really want to go back. I want to get my master's. I want to better myself. And I remember having to punch out of the clock at my job to take my lunch break. And I did. And I went to campus, and I can remember meeting with Dr. Robert Reeser, the program chair of Instructional Systems and Learning Technology. And boy, what a power-packed hour that was. I can remember this was in July of 1993, and classes started in August, and I'm thinking, I want to go back. I told him my story. And in that meeting, he said, you are conditionally accepted to Florida State. You need to take your GRE in the fall. I said, is there any scholarship money or any assistantships? He made phone calls right there in that meeting and got me an assistantship at the School Year 2000 initiative with the Learning Systems Institute. And I'll tell you, I was the happiest person going back to that job, that dead-end job I was in. And, you know, again, it's this extra care that we get, and it's the love that Dr. Reeser showed me in helping me get back to school to get my master's. It was a dream come true. And, you know, since graduating, I've really loved giving back. We established the Iansiti Scholars in order to show my love and my caring for students. My mentoring, my teaching of classes is something that I learned from Dr. Funk and Dr. Reeser, and it's now why I give back to Florida State. I'm really admired, and I have enjoyed working and supporting with some of the FSU greats. Mark and Nan Hillis, the Jonases, Tom Jennings and Andy Jonji and the entire foundation family, Cheryl Reagans, Mart Hill, Amy Heck, Dean Michael Hartline, Dean Marcy Driscoll, Mel Stith and family, and dozens of more. You've all helped me get to where I am today. I also want to acknowledge President Thrasher and First Lady Jean Thrasher for your leadership during this time. Just being able to know you all over these past years and all of the great work we've done at getting to the top 20, I wish you both very well and want to continue to be lifelong friends. Again, I'm honored to be inducted into this year's Circle of Gold. Thank you at Florida State, and go Noles.